Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about file types and permissions. Like it says here, how to submit work, how to transfer your files from the server to your whatever it is that you're using, whatever operating system, and then how to upload it onto D2L. So file types and permissions, let's try to answer some of these questions. So if you do ls, I'm in this folder. By the way, I've logged into the server. I'm in the 161B assigned 01 folder that we've been working on. And if you do ls, it doesn't give you much information about the files. But if you do ll or ls minus l, it gives you more information. So let's try to answer these questions. Find the permissions. So these are the permissions. If you notice, there are 1, 2, 3. The first one is for a directory, right? So if you look here, if you go up one folder, and if you do ll, notice that first one says a D because that's the folder. And then we have the permissions, okay? So this first read, write, execute, RWX is for the owner. Then it is for the group. You can have group members of a group. And then the last 3 is for others, okay? So if you go to if you change over to the assigned folder, and if you do ll, you notice my file a01.cpp has permissions like that. It's a file, so the D is not there. Read, write, read, write, read, write. It says read, write for all of them. No execute permissions because it's not an executable. Ideally, it shouldn't have an execute permission on it. But anyway, so that's how you find your permissions. So the owner, group, and others is what we have. This is missing others, but owner says read write. So then you would go here and type in read write. Group says read write. This is for a01.cpp. And then others, that's the third part, would have, here, let's fix this, add group. And this would be others. Okay, go back to the server. And so you can see the permissions here. Now the number of bytes for your file, this shows you how big your file is. How do we change permissions on this? Okay, so chmod is the command, chmod is the command to change permissions. -v or v is verbose or silent. It gives you, so just look up, minus help will give you some more information on that. Okay, we will just go through real quick and see how to change permissions for a few things. So chmod OG says others and group, okay, or GO, that minus read write. That means I'm going to take away, the minus says take away the permissions for group and others for a01.cpp. So now if you do ll, notice those permissions are gone. Okay, if you want to add them back, you do chmod. Maybe you want to add only for group G plus, maybe you just want to give them read permission, a01.cpp. And do ll, now you just gave read permission for group, right? Maybe you can go back and add others as well, read permission, and do ll. So you can add permission, and if you want to take away permissions, you just go minus. Take away the plus and go minus. Now you've taken away the permission, okay? So that's kind of how you change permissions using chmod. Now, to submit the work itself, let's say, okay, we're all done with that. We have our CPP file. We only would like you to submit your CPP file. Most of the time, we don't want you to submit the executable. So you do rma01. This should be rma01. We remove the executable because my executable here is called a01. You hit enter. Make sure you don't remove your CPP file by accident. We show you how to make backups, so you really should be making some backups. So now I only have the CPP file. Then we are going to see how to move them over using, you can use Filezilla Client or some kind of FTP protocol is really what that is. So you can go and install the Filezilla Client. So you go down and you search for Filezilla, and if you don't have it, so I have the Filezilla Client app. What you do is you can always go here and say, I want to download the Filezilla Client. So just do a Google search for Filezilla Client, and so just download the client, okay? And when you do that, you can go here and open that app, and it looks like this. Gives you all your folders on the left-hand side. host name here on the top. I don't want to update it. Host name on the top, say syccuxas01.pcc.edu. This is the same as the server name. And it is here in our, where is our Linux manual? Right here. It tells you what to put in that server name. That's what we're putting in there, okay? And username is your username, your password, port number 22, always. Quick Connect will bring up all the server information on the right hand side. And so if you scroll down, you see I have 161B. Double click, there's my assigned one. Double click a01.cpp. Okay, make sure you say pick where you want to move it. Maybe I want to move it to documents. I don't know, find your whatever folder. You should have a folder here. I have something called week 1 here under Visual Studio, which has all my files. Maybe I'll put it right there. Week 1. Let me just put in a week 1 so it's easy for me to remove it. So drag it and drop it there. And that's it. It's there. It says transfers finished. So then you can log out of here. I just close it. And then you go here, open up week 1. I don't think that's the right week 1, documents. And if I go down here, let's close this one. Where is my, somewhere here, there's a repos folder. Oh, I know where it is. Okay, so you go into your, usually you find your user name and source. This is where my Visual Studio folder is. But anyway, right here under week 1, there is the a01.cpp. This is the one that we had created. It opens it in Notepad for me real quick, or WordPad. That's the file that we just did. And then you can find it, upload it. Probably easier if you put it under desktop so you don't have to go hunting like this. Put it in desktop and then go to D2L and upload it. Go to your assignments Dropbox and upload it and make sure it's there and then submit it. It's always a good thing to open it like this in WordPad and take a peek at it. So that way you know that you actually have the source code in there. Open it, take a quick peek, make sure that's the file that you want to submit, and then submit it. So that's a quick look on how to transfer files using Filezilla Client and submit onto D2L.